In this module, we discuss about text messages, messaging platforms, and QR code exploitation. As organizations improve their defenses around email, attackers rarely stand still. They follow attention and convenience. Text messages, chat platforms, collaboration tools, and QR codes now sit at the center of everyday workflows. They are fast, informal, and trusted. They're also increasingly exploited as attack vectors precisely because they feel less like security surfaces. This section explores how attackers abuse messaging channels and QR codes, why these vectors are so effective, and why security assumptions formed around email no longer apply. Why messaging feels safer than email. Email has become synonymous with risk. Years of training and warnings have conditioned people to be cautious, inspect senders, hover over links, question attachments. Messaging platforms feel different. They are short form, conversational, immediate, and familiar. Messages feel personal rather than institutional. This reduces skepticism. Attackers exploit the shift in perception. The trust signal of directness. A message delivered directly to a phone or chat app feels targeted. It triggers a sense of relevance and urgency. This was meant for me. Unlike mass emails, messages appear contextual by default. This perception bypasses critical evaluation. The medium itself becomes a trust signal. SMS and the illusion of authority. Text messages often carry implicit authority. People are accustomed to receiving legitimate texts from banks, service providers, delivery companies, and internal systems. The format is normalized. Attackers impersonate these senders with ease. Short messages reduce room for nuance. They push users toward quick action, like click a link or scan a code or reply immediately. Speed replaces scrutiny. Messaging platforms as lateral channels. Internal messaging platforms are particularly attractive targets. They are used for approvals, quick decisions, and informal coordination. Controls are often weaker. Monitoring may be limited. Verification norms are informal. Once attackers gain access to a single account, they can spread laterally with credibility. Messages appear to come from known colleagues. Why platform familiarity lowers defenses? People adapt their level of caution to the platform. Emails feel formal, messaging feels safe. Attackers exploit these expectations by matching tone, brevity, and context. The goal is not to alarm, it is to blend in. When something looks like normal work, it rarely triggers suspicion. QR codes, the ultimate frictionless trap. QR codes remove visible links entirely. Users cannot inspect the destination before scanning. There is no hover, no preview, just action. QR codes are increasingly used for authentication, payments, access control, and information sharing. Their legitimacy is reinforced by widespread use. This makes them ideal delivery mechanisms for malicious destinations. Why QR codes are hard to defend against? QR codes bypass many traditional controls. Security tools designed to inspect email links may never see the destination. The scanning occurs on personal devices, often outside managed environments. Once scanned, the browser or app handles the request directly. The decision point shifts entirely to the user without visibility or context. blending physical and digital worlds. QR code attacks often straddle physical and digital spaces. A code on a poster, table, receipt, or notice feels trustworthy because it exists in the real world. Physical presence implies legitimacy. Attackers exploit this by placing or replacing codes in public and semi public spaces. Trust transfers from environment to action. Short messages, big consequences. Messaging attacks rely on minimalism. They provide just enough information to prompt action, but not enough to invite reflection. There is no narrative to evaluate, only a task to complete. This aligns perfectly with busy workflows. Attackers optimize for interruption, not persuasion. Why reporting is lower on messaging channels? People are less likely to report suspicious messages on chat platforms or text. They may assume it's harmless, feel unsure who to tell, or dismiss it as noise. This reduces visibility and allows campaigns to persist longer. Silence benefits attackers. Cross channel reinforcement. Messaging attacks rarely operate in isolation. A text may reference an email, a chat message may follow a call, a QR code may reinforce a prior instruction. Each channel adds credibility, and attackers design multi channel flows that feel coordinated because legitimate work often is. Why blocking is not enough? Blocking numbers, accounts, or codes is reactive. Attackers rotate infrastructure easily. They adapt formats. They move channels. Defensive strategies must focus on reducing impact rather than chasing resources. Verification and process matter more than blocking. Designing for secure messaging. Secure use of messaging platforms require clear rules for approvals, defined verification steps, limits on what can be authorized informally, and normalized pauses for confirmation. Security must match the speed of the channel. Why this matters for cyber risk? Messaging channels collapse distance between request and action. That efficiency is valuable and dangerous. Many modern incidents bypass hardened systems entirely by exploiting fast, trusted communication paths. Understanding this risk helps explain why attacks succeed even as email security improves. The key takeaway here is text messages, chat platforms, and QR codes exploit speed, familiarity, and trust. They remove friction, reduce visibility, and compress decision time. Effective defense does not rely on suspicion alone. It requires clear processes, verification norms, and systems that support secure action, even in fast, informal channels.